In this video, we're going to take a look at the rotation of the back tire with only one node. So this is a solid axle. The rear tires rotate together at the same speed, and so we're going to use simply one handle, one node, in order to rig that, so the animator only has to key on one node. So again, we're going to grab the handle first. We're going to make sure that it's rig ready. I see that it has red on the scale, so it is not free of data, and I'm going to make sure to go ahead and delete history on this. We're also going to freeze the transforms, and since it has red flags next to the scale, it tells me it has animation data, I'm going to go to delete by type and delete the channels as well. And when I do that, you can see that the red flags are no longer there. So now it's free to use in our hierarchical rigging. And I'm going to go ahead and, in the same way I selected the front tires with the handles, I'm going to do the same with the rear wheel control object. Spell it correctly. Now, want to work as clean as possible and make sure to correct your mistakes along the way. So with the control object selected, I'm going to hold my control key down on my keyboard and select my first rear tire. And I'm going to use an orient constraint for this one as well. However, it's going to be different than my steering node. I am going to maintain the offset of this handle, and I'm going to rotate around the x-axis. So that's the one that I want to use in my constraint configuration. Add, and then go ahead and select the handle only and test. Good. Now what I want you to see is the error of this particular model. Rigging and animating will make you a better modeler. In this case, as I rotate my wheels, you can see that it looks like I have a lumpy tire. Now it's going to be a little bit more evident if I take a look at it from the other side. But since both rear tires are the same, you will be able to see that. There it is. That tire is not round. So there are quick ways to modify that, but I did want to call your attention to it so that you can make sure that your tires are perfectly round before you actually rig them in. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and undo, make sure that my value is back to 1 before I rig the other tire. So I've got my handle selected. I'm going to control select my other wheel group node, and I'm going to use that same orient constraint. I've already placed the settings in there correct, so I'm going to go ahead and add that, and now I'm going to test it. So only selecting my handle, I'm going to rotate around the x-axis, and now I have 2 lumpy tires. But they are rotating correctly with my rigging. Alright, so again, take the time to make your corrections along the way. At this point, you're going to make sure that your vehicle has round wheels, and then go ahead and wire those in for your animator. Alright, when we come back, we will talk about the translation node and how to complete your rig.